So you're thinking about moving to the Los Angeles area, but maybe you're not a city person and don't want to live in the heart of the hustle and bustle and are looking for more of a suburban type of community. Then you're in the right place. You definitely want to stay tuned because today I'm sharing 3 top suburbs in Los Angeles, and make sure you stay on till the end because number 3 might be a little controversial. Before we dive in, I want to welcome you to South Bay Living YouTube channel, the go-to real estate channel for everything you need to know about living in the Los Angeles area. I'm Shira Adatto, your local realtor, and I help you transition from one home to the next for the least amount of overwhelm and the best price, whether you're buying or selling. So definitely hit that red subscribe button below if you want to stay in the know, and I'd so appreciate it if you could give the video a like if you find this information helpful. So all 3 neighborhoods I'm going to discuss today are in the South Bay of Los Angeles. The South Bay is a wonderful place to live. It's away from the noise of LA, very laid back vibe, excellent schools that are not part of LA Unified School District, and nearly perfect weather all year round. It has amazing restaurants, great surfing, home to some of the best beach volleyball tournaments, and the average temperature is around 72 with very low humidity, and it rarely gets colder than 60 in the winter. And even in the summer, it rarely even gets too hot. So where is the South Bay? The South Bay gets its name because it's the southernmost point of the Santa Monica Bay, and basically it's the area south of LAX Airport all the way down to the Palos Verdes Peninsula and west of the 110 freeway. So let's start with the suburb that niche.com calls one of the best places to live in California, and it's Hermosa Beach. Hermosa Beach has a population of around 19,000 people with a little over 2 miles of beachfront. It has a really awesome pier. You'll see it in a lot of videos and has made some appearances in movies. It has a very lovely downtown area running down Pier Avenue, part of which is pedestrian only, with some amazing boutique shops, highly acclaimed restaurants, bars, coffee shops. It definitely has that quintessential beach town vibe and also has a vibrant nightlife. Hermosa is sandwiched between Manhattan Beach and Redondo Beach in the South Bay. As I said earlier, it has convenient access to the 405 freeway if you need to commute, and it also has Pacific Coast Highway, which runs right through the city. Besides the beautiful beaches, Hermosa Beach is also known for having some of the top public schools in the state, which is a huge draw for many home buyers. Residents attend Hermosa Valley or Hermosa View all the way through middle school, and then they have a choice to go to either Mira Costa High School in Manhattan Beach or Redondo Union in Redondo Beach, because Hermosa doesn't have its own high school. Now, both of these high schools are highly acclaimed public schools and have some of the top ratings in all of the state. Hermosa has a good mix of owners and renters, with real estate prices starting in the millions. The median home price is $1,649,000. Now, the closer you get to the sand section, the higher the home values and the smaller the lots. Some of the most expensive real estate in California is right on the beach, on the Strand, in the $10 to $20 million range. But the farther east you go, the more prices go down, with the lowest values falling east of Pacific Coast Highway in the Hermosa Hills section. About 75% of residents have some college degree or higher, and most people who live in Hermosa work outside the city. It's just a short commute to Silicon Beach, which hosts tech companies like Google. SpaceX is also nearby, Northrop Grumman and Redondo Beach. So it's a great location if you work in those areas but want to live at the beach. Here's what one resident said to describe Hermosa. If you live in Hermosa Beach, it's sometimes easy to forget that you also live in LA. It's a small, close-knit beach community where most people have a smile on their face any day of the week. The sand, the sunshine, the green belt, the average amount of cheeriness of your neighbors, what's not to like? Yeah, you'll meet a snobby yoga mom here and there, but overall, this is a great place to live. Plenty of options for dining and knocking back drinks, no shortage of places or ways to exercise. If you've got kids, they'll love it. If you've got dogs, it'll be great. No complaints here. Oh, maybe parking is sometimes a concern, but that's when you remember you live in LA. As of this recording, There is a beautiful oceanfront home on the Strand listed at $9,890,000, and then on the lower range, a beautifully updated townhome for $1,925,000. Now, one thing to note about Hermosa is that when you live here, you sort of cross-pollinate with your two neighbors, Redondo Beach and Manhattan Beach, which are also both named as top suburbs in LA. So for example, you might live in Hermosa but do your shopping in Manhattan, or your kids may play soccer or go to the doctor in one or the other. So while each is its own city and has their own schools, they're very much a part of the same overall community. For more details on any of these cities, I did a full video on each, which I'll include a link to in the description below. Okay, so since I clustered Redondo and Manhattan Beach into top pick Hermosa Beach, my next pick for top suburbs in LA is Torrance. Torrance is actually also a city, not a suburb, and it's quite large. It has a population of over 176,000 and 4 different zip codes within the city. The areas are broken up into North Torrance, West Torrance, South Torrance, and then you have the 90501 area, which is made up of Old Historic Torrance and the surrounding Southeast Torrance. Torrance is a city that really takes pride in its community. It's the perfect mix of a quieter bedroom community, suburban type feel, but with all the benefits of a city and proximity to the beach and to the amenities of LA, and highly rated public schools that also don't fall under the umbrella of Los Angeles Unified. That's very important to a lot of parents. Median home value is around $800,000, but depending on where you live, home values can go into the $1 million range. The farther west you are and the closer to the beach, home values will go up. But the nice thing about Torrance is that it really has diverse options for housing. In many of the neighborhoods, you'll find that traditional suburban feel with single-family homes on nice-sized lots with front and backyards, and the house is set back a little from the street. Many of the lots are even big enough for a pool, but you also have a ton of townhouse options. There are condo buildings. In Central Torrance, there are a number of gated communities with great amenities, and there's also a wonderful 55+ community for active seniors. Now, for a full breakdown of the neighborhoods and everything to know about Torrance, you'll want to check out my other video, Everything You Need to Know About Living in Torrance. Now, here's what one resident said about living in Torrance. I believe the city of Torrance is a diverse and safe city in Southern California. The Torrance Unified School District is one of the best districts and also has the best hospitals in the area. It's a very family-friendly town with so many parks and things to do, not to mention all of the good food that comes out of this town. One of the largest malls in California, the Del Amo Mall, is located in Torrance, and another wonderful highlight of Torrance is Wilson Park. Situated on over 44 acres of green space, Wilson Park is a beautiful space with sports courts and play areas, picnic areas, a walking path. In the summer, they'll host concerts in the park, and depending on the year, 4th of July fireworks for the community, as well as an incredible twice weekly farmers market. Okay, next up on my list, and slightly controversial, is Hawthorne. So in 2019, CNBC named Hawthorne as one of the best places to buy a home in California, and this is partly why it made it to one of my top picks. Now, the reason being, it has a very high livability score, and home values have been continuously strong and projected to keep rising. It's also home to Elon Musk's SpaceX headquarters, so lots of people moving in for that reason. Residents with kids love it because of a very special charter school known as the Da Vinci School, which has a project-based learning approach and incorporates a lot of arts programs and STEM classes that traditional schools don't. So definitely do your research on that school. Now, I'll explain in a minute why this pick might be controversial, but first, where even is Hawthorne? Well, it's right in the heart of the South Bay of Los Angeles, adjacent to Manhattan Beach and El Segundo to the west, and just south of LAX Airport. To the south, its neighbors are Redondo Beach, Lawndale, and Gardena. You have super easy access to the 405, and the 105 freeway is nearby also, so it's easy for commuters. Has a population of around 95,000, and the whole city is about 6 square miles. From the western parts of the city, it's only about 3 miles to the beach. Median home values fall just around $800,000. Now, the reason it makes it as a top pick is people who live there love the sense of community, great access to shopping, and high-end restaurants, and proximity to the beach, but without the price tag of having beach in your address. Now, the reason it's somewhat controversial is that Hawthorne is very compartmentalized. The neighborhoods that are farthest west, including Holly Glen and Del Air, can have a very different vibe than if you go farther east. And only in the last 10 to 20 years has it really started to be an up-and-coming place. So whenever I post videos about Hawthorne, I'll often get some of the longtime residents posting not such great comments about Hawthorne. So if you're considering it as a place to live, you really want to drive around the areas, get to know them, and consult with a trusted real estate advisor who can show you the different micro areas that suit what you're looking for. For a more detailed breakdown of everything you need to know about Hawthorne, I did a full video and you can check that out. I'll include a link in the description below. So if the South Bay is not your jam, let me know what suburb of LA you're interested in the comments so I can feature that next. And as much as I love making these videos, I love helping you transition to a new home in this area. If you're looking for advice or support, please do not hesitate to reach out. I've got your back when moving to the LA area.